believe someone paid $2.25 for this garbage at some point. Hey guys. So how do we get even more obscure and indie than Dark Horse? Adventure Comics, a comic company that usually deals in black and white comics and porn. Today's comic, Badaxe, is not porn, but it might as well be. Let's get into this. The cover is kind of boring. It's just the main character standing there with some flames in the background and a hand on the ground and holding her titular Badaxe. And that title, just a terrible, horrible pun. Yeah, the painted style's alright, and this comic is made of a weird material. So you got a comic like this that, just has regular, like, comic paper as the cover, which is also a weird type of paper, but, it's just kind of, like, made to hold its quality. Made of just regular paper. But then there's Badaxe, which is made of this weird, thin cardboard that I guess is supposed to hold its value or something. I don't know why the weird cardboard, but it does this. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like, I know the name, I'm trying to think of the name for this paper, but it's slipping my mind. But the point is, material's weird and not normally associated with comics, and I don't know why for Badaxe of all comics. On the opening page, we see the main character facing off against some random knight. This is issue 3, so there might be backstory I don't actually know, but, well, this happens. Akut does not love Tanri. Love is too complex an emotion for a simple beast. First Alpha Flight, and then this. What is up with comic books and furries? The wolf stares down the knight, and he charges with all of his might, and apparently becomes a ghost by this artwork. And look at that expression.
I was not prepared to be attacked by a wolf today.
The artwork becomes really confusing as there's so many motion lines. It looks like these two are fighting underwater. And there's just random panels, and there's no dialogue, so I'm not really sure what's going on, except the fact that the wolf attacks him, he hits the wolf, and then Badaxe attacks him and grabs his face. Does my hand smell like chloroform to you? Hold her still, damn it! Oh yes, because clearly the old man getting his ass beat is the one who's winning and can hold her still while you shoot her with a crossbow. These people are not very smart. The medieval ages was just a dumb time to be alive. However, crossbow is no match for a rock to the head, as we see this Simon Belmont look-alike. Boy, am I glad you guys showed up. That wolf girl is a dangerous criminal. She took me hostage back in Blackpost and dragged me out here for nefarious reasons. I'm Prince Hawk. There's quite a ransom waiting for you two when... Just shut up, scumball. My thoughts exactly. Shut up. All you did was throw a rock. Is she alright? She must have one devil of a thick skull. I think she'll live. Should I plug him? No, not yet. Oh, okay, then let's put down my crossbow. Oh, sorry. Butterfingers. Later. What do you see, Falk? Nothing. Everything. I don't know. Dude, I had like 3 pot brownies earlier. I don't even know what's going on. Things for sure. That's not our sky. Oh, really? Oh, really? When we bought it, it was your sky, and I wasn't allowed to play with it. Now it's not your sky. It's my sky to deal with. You know what? Screw you. I'm going home. I'm taking this comic. I brought it from home. Actually, you know what? I don't want it. You can keep it. Blah, blah, blah. Badaxe, and yes, that is her actual name, was looking for some boy, but this isn't really a boy. With such an eye for detail, it's no wonder you made General. Don't look at her like that, Falk. We're in over our heads. Ew, this comic's kind of gross. This is about to enter into Ultimates 3 territory. And whatever has happened to us, that girl is the key. Tanri sleeps. Sleeps and dreams, but in this strange land, dream and reality are the same. Oh, I see. Her real name is Tanri. Badaxe is still a really stupid name, though. She goes to sleep, and the guy that threw a rock at her starts tripping major balls. You can see from that facial expression and what the hell he's seeing. He has knowingly given Tanri a fatal disease, then turned on her, striking her from behind to win the soldier's favor. I'm glad we have likable characters. Chicken Hawk looks at Tanri's soul and sees only compassion. It is Tanri's power to heal. The lust cannot hurt her. In the morning, Chicken Hawk is gone. Chicken Hawk? Why can't he just be Hawk? Take out the chicken and he has a not stupid name. Hawk's a way cooler sounding name than Chicken Hawk.
It's like no one in this comic is allowed to have cool names. Everyone has to have really stupid names.
Tonri walks off and these two guys, I don't really care about their names, chase after her. Hey, hold it, girl. No, look at her eyes.
Her eyes are just the most amazing shade of blue. What the hell is blue? Everything in our world is black and white.
After a lot of unnecessary narration, Badaxe, guides them off to a giant castle that looks straight out of Ronin. This would be kind of cool, except for the fact that it just, I don't know, it just looks overly complicated, but at the same time too simplistic.
The Citadel of Fire. What fire? That tiny circulating fire around the outside of the castle that would probably be washed away in the rain anyways? Is that really enough to name your entire castle out of? Why not the Castle of Overly Dramatic Lightning?
Brought face to face with the place that is both his heaven and a gate to hell, General Dexter reverts to a creature of duty. His god Badaxe demanded the girl's death. He was a fool to amend these orders.
What exactly is so heavenly about a Citadel of Fire?
Oh, look at all those burning fires. This is my heaven.
Also, no comma in that second sentence because he says his god Badaxe rather than his god, comma, Badaxe. If your god is Badaxe, you need a new religion. I recommend
The only real God, Ted Cord, our true Lord and Savior. Anyway, the two guys that, I don't care about their names, start fighting as Badaxe just kind of walks off. Also, guy out there is practicing his snapping. For one, it is the end of a saga, while for another, only a beginning.
Star Wars?
Badaxe, I have come.
To tell you that your name is terrible. I'm your marketing guy and you need to change it.
So Mr. Marketer runs up to the Citadel of Fire and something happens that causes him to fall. Maybe he just tripped. As, you know, if you're gonna do a fan service shot from behind, why do you cover it up with furs? Anyways, he keeps running into the fire. Because that's a smart idea.
We fire!
Actually, my joke may have been a little bit more than correct, because he actually does just burn alive and become King Leorg for a second. And then this happens. And look at that ass. Okay, so Badaxe doesn't get fan service shots, but the giant monster does. We live in a fair world.
Oh yeah, this is totally comfortable. This is a natural pose for someone to be making. My neck hurts so much.
No, but really, let's break down this art. For one, we can see his ass and his back in this shot, but somehow his head is turned all the way around so we can see Badaxe down here. His arms are turned in a way that makes absolutely no sense. And apparently, I just noticed this, but he's actually doing the splits at the same time. How can you be doing all this? I don't give a shit if he's a monster. This cannot be comfortable.
Did I say uncomfortable? I mean downright impossible. I mean, doing all that at once, even what I was trying to do was painful and almost hard to, and really hard to do. But what he's doing the splits at the same time and turning around entirely backwards to see someone behind him, just not a good looking pose. I mean, this art is pretty good for amateur art for the most part, but that, gotta go on one of those worst drawings of all time list if I ever make one of those.
And the best part, the contortionist monster, gone on the next page. And I'm serious, I thought I skipped a page for a second, because we went from this on page 13 to this on page 14. Where did the monster even go? But then this guy shows up, who actually has a pretty intimidating looking design. Unfortunately, it's wasted on this book, but whatever. For a sec, I thought he was wearing a top hat in this picture, but he's not. That's just his axe and some weird circles behind him. This mysterious being is somehow the key to her fate. She does not know how or why, nor does she care. It is enough that she is here with Badaxe. What happens next is not her fault.
A sword getting slashed at her head? Yeah, I can't imagine why that would be directly her fault. This dialogue is really confusing. The art makes no sense and randomly just drops in and out. The dialogue is nonsensical and it's like people aren't even talking to each other. What is up with this comic? It is so bizarrely amateurish, but yet the art looks pretty good for what it is. And I'm not even done yet. I'm talking about it like I'm going on the outro. Move on to the next page. More fight scenes.
Not only are these actually legitimately okay fight scenes, but the narrative caption seems to describe this weird skull guy as being Badaxe. Badaxe fights in silence and with speed that seems impossible for his armored bulk. So yeah, apparently Tonri is not Badaxe, despite the fact that she is on the front cover of the fucking comic, but apparently no, she's just some chick who's fighting the real badass. Some weird random skull guy. But hey, at least it's okay fighting. So after a pretty awesome looking splash page, I must admit, we get some dialogue. It has been a long time since I tasted my own blood. I salute you.
Ow! You hit me in the face with a wooden beam. I salute you. You are a true-blooded American hero. Or wherever we are. I don't actually know.
What I do for all men and all gods.
Oh yeah, I'll say man, God, but women? What women are even worth saving? I mean, there's no woman who's done anything that's actually important in... Get out of here, no one wants you. Ignore her.
Farewell. And he must have whispered that because it changes up his balloon and his font. Man, it must have been really quiet. But then she grabs his hand, throws him over, takes the axe, and runs through the rain and slices off his head, and then she yells, "Ooh, yes."
Killing people gets me so hot and bothered. I'm gonna go use this sword as a dildo. Seriously, what is up with the dialogue in this? Ew.
Overly dramatic narration followed by, Badaxe was her father. No, I don't care. Let's just get this over with. We're so close anyways. So, apparently we get her walking into the Citadel of Fire and random shots of her dad, who I thought was decapitated, but I guess not. Wait. What? Who is this? She looks exactly like whatever her name was, I forget. She looks exactly like Badaxe, but naked and hunched over. What the fuck?
I repeat for my Will to Power #2 review. What?
Actually, the woman is her mother, so there is a reason why she looks so much like her. Oh, by the way, enjoy this random shot of Badaxe slicing up a monster's neck. Where did the monster come from? I don't fucking know. Oh, I don't like what these panels convey. I need to take a shower after this. So, more random shots of things that don't really seem connected, including Badaxe inside the rain, some random guy chopping up another monster, and then this.
I don't know what to say, guys. I'm at a loss for words. These comics are just so random. Things just happen. This one's kind of even worse than Will to Power. I mean, Will to Power, sure, you had talking air vents then, but we just have random scenes of monsters getting their necks slashed open by people who never reappear inside the comic. Just her mother randomly becomes a monster, and then in the next panel it's immediately forgotten. And I'm not kidding. Next immediate panel to her mother turning into a monster, or in other words, monsters, and nothing. At least we had on this badass shot of Badaxe inside of her armor, which is not the costume she wears on the cover for some reason. She wears some skimpy bikini of an outfit. This comic is terrible. I mean, what the hell even happens in it? It's so random and confusing. Things just pop up and then immediately disappear. Monsters that have contortionist spines. God, it's just... And it's so squicky. It just makes me have to... I need to take a couple showers, guys. And I'm never gonna touch this sword ever again. I don't even know why I picked it up to begin with. I'll see you guys later. Because there's only one fate that a comic like this deserves.